What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab. I'm Lone Fox, and I'm coming at you with a Selesnya brew. We're just in this period between one format and another, and in the middle there is a banhammer, and that's going to hit today, actually later today. So I've already started prepping myself for some post-ban Izzet, but in this last little moment before everything changes, I thought I'd just come at you with a fun little tribal brew. This time not around a specific creature type, although it is, because it is a human tribal deck, but I'm trying to go ward tribal. And I took all the cards with ward that are in the Selesnya colors and threw them in a brew, and this is what I came up with. And it's been slamming. I've been having so much fun with it. It's really the perfect balm for a somebody who's been playing ranked all day and just wants to have a little bit of fun in unranked. You're welcome. I'm just going to make a quick adjustment. Oop. Actually, no, let's go. That. This Bretagard Stronghold has just been winning me games, so 2 copies is a good change there, in my opinion. So, let's take it from the top. We've got the first guy with Ward Tribal, Chaplain of Alms. It's a great one-drop because it cannot be automatically straight away, play with Fired or Blood Chief's Thirst. It usually sits on the board for an additional turn because of the ward, at which point you deploy a more threatening threat. Now your opponent has to decide, do I want to waste 2 whole mana and get rid of the Chaplain, which is anyway then going to come back for its disturb cost, or do I want to spend that mana on the new threat? And that's the kind of tempo play that I really, really like. So Chaplain of Alms, absolutely loving this card. And when it comes back as the Chapel Shield guys, it gives all of our creatures an instant of Ward 1. Of course, these are non-legendary, so you can have multiple of these on the board, and you can give your creatures multiple instances of Ward 1. And that's really, really fun and kind of what the whole point of the deck is. So absolute, definite 4 of in the brew. Then we've got 3 copies of the Hopeful Initiate. It's our way in the deck of dealing with artifacts and enchantments. It does have training, so it can grow as long as you attack with a creature that's greater power than it, together with it. And you can eventually then pay 3 mana, 2 colorless and 1 white, to remove 2 counters from amongst creatures you control. So it doesn't have to be both from the 1. And then you get to discard target artifact or destroy target artifact or enchantment. Then we've got a couple copies of Portable Hull for some early game removal. We've got 4 copies of Fateful Absence as our main removal of choice. Of course, it being able to hit Planeswalkers is just fantastic. Then we've got 3 copies of Intrepid Adversary. I've been more and more just playing this out on turn 2 if I've got one in my opening hand, than trying to wait for the right moment where I have 4 mana or 6 mana and then drop it as a bomb, because the chances are you're going to top deck another one at some point later in the game when you do have the mana to do it. But a 2 mana 3/1 with lifelink is often really, really good just on turn 2. So don't be afraid to play out your Intrepid Adversaries early. And of course you can grow them with Luminarch Aspirant. You can grow them with Katilda without having to pay the cost from its ETB trigger. Then we've got 3 copies of Luminarch Aspirant just to start spreading some counters around on people's, because it's still probably the best 2-drop in white, even though it's quite a few sets old. And then we've got a couple of copies of Thalia, which synergizes really well with the ward that we're trying to have on a lot of our creatures. So not only do they have to pay the ward cost, but if the thing that they're targeting your creature with also costs an additional 1 more to cast because of Thalia, makes it really, really difficult to get rid of your creatures with targeted removal in those early games, early turns of the game, which is usually all you need with an aggro deck to kind of just get over the finish line before your opponent can organize themselves and build up the mana to cast a Meathook Massacre or something like that. Then we've got 3 copies of Katilda, the Dawnhart Prime, which has protection from werewolves, which actually comes around sometimes, so keep that in mind. While Faceless Haven is still in the format, this can, of course, block Faceless Haven without dying, because Faceless Haven is all creature types. But it's really in here just to ramp us. It's so good. You just If you've got it in your hand, play it out straight away on turn 2. If you've got a 1-drop down, you play this out on turn 2. On turn 3, you play a land. You now have access to 5 mana on turn 3, which means you can play Sigarda and another 1-drop or something, or, you know, a 3-drop and a 2-drop. It's great, and it's been really winning me games, so I cannot stress this enough. Try get your Katilda down straight away on turn 2. The amount of ramp that you can get off of your own creatures tapping for mana is epic. Then, the second creature with ward in the deck, Brutal Cathar. Well, the backside of Brutal Cathar, the Moonrage Brute, has ward, pay 3 life. But it's, of course, also just fantastic on its front side as a way of exiling the opponent's creatures on it. The front side, it is a human. On the back side, it is a werewolf. So just keep that in mind. The buff that we are receiving from Sigarda, giving +1/+1 to all humans you control, will only affect the front side and not the back side. But it's just fits, you know, 2 sides of the deck. One side has ward for the ward tribal, one side is human for the human tribal, and its removal. I love Brutal Cathar, so absolutely had to be a 4 of in this brew. Then we've got 2 copies of Maul of the Skyclaves. Just as a little cherry on top, there's going to be a moment in the games when you have a massive Hamlet Vanguard, and then you just drop a Maul of the Skyclaves, put it on your Hamlet Vanguard, and swing in for like 10 damage. It's really, really fun. And that brings us to Hamlet Vanguard, which is the 3rd card in the deck with ward, this time ward 2. So if you've got a Chapel Shieldgeist, which gives giving everybody ward 1, and then the Hamlet Vanguard itself has ward 2, you now have ward 3 on your creature that can potentially be really, really big. So if you curve out perfectly, turn 1 Chaplain of Alms, turn 2 Katilda, turn 3 Hamlet Vanguard, it's just going to be straight away 3 mana 5/5 with ward 2. But if you can, you know, turn 1 Chaplain of Alms, turn 2 Katilda, turn 3 you play another 2 1-drops or a 1-drop and a 2-drop or something. Basically, the more non-token humans you control on the board, the moment Hamlet Vanguard hits the battlefield, the more +1/+1 counters it gets. So you want to try and curve out as much as possible so that you make this massive Hamlet Vanguard. I've had this come into play as a 7/7, as a 9/9, and it's so epic. The following turn, you just drop a Sigarda. It also gets an additional +1/+1. The amount of damage that you can pump out with this deck really quickly is phenomenal. And that brings us to Sigarda, Champion of Light. 4/4 Frampler for 4 gives all of our humans +1/+1, and it has Coven. So whenever, which we often obtain because of Luminarch Aspirant, and we've also got lots of different power and toughness things all along the curve. So Coven is really easy to obtain with this deck. And when she attacks and you have Coven, you can look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a human creature card from among them, put it into your hand. So also a little bit of card advantage, constantly restocking your hand with new human threats to deploy via the Sigarda. And that's the brew. We've got some basics, some duels, and then just 2 copies of Bretagard Stronghold, which has been really, really good in the deck. The ability to give 2 of your big creatures an additional +1/+1 counter, vigilance and lifelink, so that they can swing in, re-equilibrate your life total, and then still stay up as blockers, has absolutely saved my ass, like more times than I can mention. And the opponent never really expects it because not many people play this card, and it just looks like a forest. It just sits there, play it out on turn 1, the opponent forgets about it, and then at some point in the game you can pay 1 green, 2 white, and just gain all the life. Putting that on your Hamlet Vanguard and your Sigarda or something, just can quite quickly gain 10 life. I promise you, I've done it. It's great. So that's the brew. Let's jump into some games. Now, as usual, at this point in my videos is when I like to do a tiny bit of self-promotion. So if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, kindly consider doing so. There's going to be a trigger that happens when we reach 500 subscribers, at which point giveaway will be triggered. And if you want to be taking part, you do need to be a subscriber. So subscribe. And then, of course, if you could do all that other good YouTube stuff, like the video, leave a comment, and hit the bell icon for future daily uploads. Spoilers starting tomorrow, guys. Well, today. It's today. At this point, it's today. Ooh, okay. I like. Little bit wonky lands, unfortunately. Okay. First strike. Great blocker against the Usher of the Fallen. Always. It's okay. Oh no. Go and play this in the ranked ladder, dude. Thank you. I mean, come on. It's the freaking most busted deck ever. Most hated 1, 2, 3 in recent memory. That's a disaster. I'll take that. That's great. I'm totally fine with that. You are trying to be a pain in the ass, aren't you? That is just the worst card to play against, man. Okay. And get the finally the Vanguard out next turn. Unfortunately, we have to block here. Might still have a, what's it called? Sajiri Shelter? No, what's the other one? Oof. It's one turn clock though. Didn't see the Bretagard Stronghold. Oh no! I mean, come on, dude. Like, just go and play that in the ranked ladder, please. The deck isn't even gonna really be... Whatever, just... Don't get me started on people who play, like, top-tier decks in unranked. Of course, I do it as well when you play testing. If it's like the first time you've ever played mono-white aggro, it just seems a little bit surprising to me that there would be anybody still like that at this late stage. It's actually a pretty nice little tester there to go up against them though, because that deck with Faceless Haven isn't gonna exist in a few hours. So yeah, enjoy while it lasts. perfect opening hand. We're on the play. Our opponent. Magic Tronson. See what you did there. Nice. Sorry, you can't fading hope that, can you? Alright, bit of a redeemer. On to the next one. We're playing unranked still because I'm sitting on like position 1,300 and something, and I'm still trying to push before the end of the month. Be interesting to see with all the rebalances in alchemy and standard bans. The 2 decks I've been using to push mythic probably won't stick around. Whole apple person. Katilda. Oof, this is looking really good. Skyclave apparition. Oh my god, no, please, no. Anything but Elite Spellbinder. What the hell? What do you take? The whole? Sure. No problem. This is going to be a massive Hamlet Vanguard. Unless he's got another Spellbinder. Okay. Oh, that is juicy. Ah, 11-11. That is just so tasty, man. What a top deck. That second copy. If your timer fuse runs down and you don't have any time extensions, you'll automatically pass through the current turn. Thank you. Oh man, all of these backgrounds are going to change soon. Oh. Kamigawa, baby. Bring on the ninjas. I'm sick of the vamps. Pretty long queues. Mr. Hadre. Mrs. Hadre. Hello. Good game. The 2-drop that also makes blood tokens, or another 1-drop. These blood tokens might become a little problematic. It's only Thalia. That sucks. Dread Fugui. Fuge. That sucks. Love this card. Gift of Fangs. Okay. Probably going to be some removal coming the Brutal Cathar's way. But if he allows it to go to Knight, then pretty happy. Probably should have put the other +1/+1 counter on the Cathar in case another Gift of Fangs. Ooh. We need the blocker. Can't allow Florian to draw him any cards. The more of those you cycle, the less mana you have to target my Vanguard, the happier I am. Also, might have a nighttime Brutal Cathar, which is great. Goes to Night, baby. Goes to Night. Yes! He was probably gonna scoop it up. Cast this on his turn, so it doesn't switch back to day. You take 4. Boom. what you got. Yes! Got him. Sorry, Vamps. You guys hear those crickets? Wow, that is a loud bug. Holy moly. I'm inside my house with both windows closed. 2 layers of windows. African-sized bugs, I'm telling you. It's crazy. Oju. 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 Okay. Jawari Disruption. Interesting. Very nice. I like me some nighttime. Although this needs to be a human for this to work, so that's not too good. Sure. I'll draw a card. Thank you. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna play out this portable hole and just switch it to day. Sure. Okay, so there is probably a Doomscar coming my way. Do it. Do it. Come on, do it. Still do it.
Slowing things down is just as delightful as speeding things up.
He's almost definitely gonna do it. Oh, man. Of course.
Give me a moment. Or a few.
Come on. Oh, come on. That card's going to be gone tomorrow. This deck's going to be a lot worse. Don't see us getting through this one.
Don't worry.
Okay. Okay. Looking for that Doomscar. He needs to get to 10 with the stadium and we lose. He can already get to 8 this turn alone. Okay. Only 7 because he used the -2. Just the worst, man. Oh my word. Are you kidding me, dude? Like, come on, man. Okay. Hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Mr. Oju. That is the most tilt-inducing nonsense ever. CGB would have loved that. Divide by 0 is definitely going to make decks like that a lot worse. Like the ban, that is, I think. His waits are a little longer than usual. I wonder what's going on. Jesus Christ is Lord. Alright. Goblins again, huh? Skadoosh. Oops. Goblins. On to the next one. Quick games. So yeah, doing a watch party today for the event that Watsy's streaming. I'd love to see you all there. It's going to be fun. We can check out the new mechanics and the new spoilers together. Lots going on today. CGB is also returning to YouTube. The sensei is back. Cynic Giraffe. The old vanishing verse. Oh, that's better. Sure. Oh, Esper. Nasty. Let's get another one drop, please. No. Definitely another Doomscar gamer. Not gonna run my... Although, it doesn't seem like there is anything here. Okay, nice. Love Syncopate. Sweet ass counterspell. What set is this?
Just gotta hunt one more monster. How hard could it be? When I say go, you go.
Yeah, this control decks are obviously the problem, you know, against aggro, as it's supposed to be that way. Just a couple of sweepers and we're so screwed. Ready with the scoop button.
Better watch your back from here.
On to the next one. Yeah, the opponent with a good control deck. This is definitely our nemesis with the brew we're currently running. A well-timed Meatok Massacre can just be... There's no way we're going to come back from that. You're just top decking against a opponent that has a full hand and a bunch of untapped blue lands. It's game over. You need to be able to win with what you have in your hand. Kind of like mono white, you know? I should include some creature lands. Opponent. Dimir, is it going to be zombies? So no Jawari, unless he was just not too keen on casting it on a one drop. Okay. Another control deck. You've got to be joking, man. I was just thinking in my head. Here comes the freaking pain. Oh my god. One mana me took on turn 3. Just destroyed us. Don't touch my creatures. Don't touch my creatures. Man, that's a lot of control decks in a row. One of these days. Not been a fun couple of final matches for a poor aggro player. Divide by 0, some bullshit like that. Come on. Like, every time. Every time. I cannot wait for this card to go. It really makes it very difficult for aggro decks to get through for damage. Just to have a creature on the battlefield. Please don't kill my Bretagard Stronghold now. We needed the second white. Oh god. Mascot. least it's not blood on the snow from the lands. But there's definitely more meat hooks in that brew, for sure. Oh, puke-tastic. Boring. Stupid card. It's the bloody Fading Hope. I hate this card so much. You know, I guess Divide by Zero is making it a little less annoying, but Leer plus Hullbreaker. Alright. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I've had it with the control decks. That was a very punishing last couple of matches, but what can you do? The matchmaker giveth, and the matchmaker doth taketh awayeth. But jumping back into this one, in this final thoughts segment of the video, I like it a lot. It's definitely my type of brew. Nice and quick games. Very explosive turn 3, turn 4. And, you know, suffers greatly to sweepers. And hopefully, you know, you can get there before the Meat Hook Massacre destroys you, as illustrated in that previous game. But yeah, I wouldn't make any changes. We'll just have to see if with the bans, strategies such as this one become a little bit more viable in the coming days and weeks. But yeah, I will see you all later for the watch party. Don't forget to tune in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace.